Hello and welcome to this next tutorial on the product analysis page of your NEA. Our aim here is to understand the purpose of the page and know how to compose it yourself. This is still in section 8, which is worth 10 marks, identifying and investigating design possibilities. It's about 4 pages. By now you should have done your mind map completed, some background research, an interview, and you may need to go back to your client with this next bit of work. And so we move on to product analysis. Now, while we're doing this, let's look at the mark scheme. Again, if we look at the top mark band, to be in that, we need to have comprehensive investigation into the work of others that clearly informs ideas. And we also need excellent design focus. This is something we picked up on previously. So what does that mean in plain English? To achieve top marks, you need to do an in-depth analysis of products that relate specifically to your context and involve your client if you can. So for example, if we were doing playing games, perhaps it's something to educate children in how to move around, toddlers. Perhaps it's some sort of summer fate game, like a target practice or a skill game. It could be a board game, it could be some sort of multifunctional one, or perhaps something that would educate numeracy, some sort of game that children could use to develop their learning. Perhaps it's a skill game, like a steady hand game. Again, this could be used at a summer fate for raising money. Or perhaps it's something that would help you store your gaming peripheries or other sorts of sports or game equipment. Perhaps you're doing storing or securing personal items. Obvious things to look at would be trinket boxes, hidden storage devices, some sort of key holder, letter holder, that kind of thing. Perhaps a desk tidy, something that would help you to secure your electronics, like hold a laptop stand. And then perhaps clothing or hats or shoes, anything that relates to storing those items. So how do you do product analysis? Here's a very simple way of doing it. You could put an image of the product in the middle. Consider the design requirements. Okay, keywords that you need to get in there would be things like aesthetics, function, size, ergonomics, maintenance, safety, materials, and sustainability. Maybe you don't do all of them. Maybe you do more than that. And maybe you do ergonomics or anthropometrics. But they would be some of the basic ones I'd have. Then it would be a good idea to score or rate the product or get the client to do it on each of those. So for example, maybe they think the aesthetics is 4 out of 5. Maybe they think the function is 3 out of 5. Then some sort of detailed description, strengths and weaknesses. So here, for example, the comment has a range of attractive green colours which make with a dummy motor to make it appealing to a child. This would make a child feel like they're mowing the lawn. Okay? I'd do that for all of your points. And then if you can, get some user or client input. Okay, so here my aunt said that my 2-year-old niece really engaged with the product at first and loved the idea of playing with it in the garden, blah blah blah. At the end, this is absolutely critical, explain how it will influence you. Okay, remember the top marks are for showing how it is relating to your theme, to your product. You could go with a table format. Here's an easy way of doing it. So start with an introduction. At the top here it says, evaluating products will help me to understand what there is already on the market and how they've used their surroundings to fulfill their objective. My background research indicates there might be a demand for animal feeders. Okay, doesn't entirely make sense, but it's a good start there. So you could introduce it saying what the purpose of this, link it to previous research. In a table, I'd have some basic information like the price, the name, the size, clear images. And then you could break it down, strengths and weaknesses. Again, you can see here the keywords have been used. So we've got function, environment, safety, material. Here we've got aesthetics, cost, and there's a score as well. You don't need to do all of them, but as many as you can. And then there's a client opinion. This is ideal product for my client as it's small, attractive, and can be adjusted to allow the birds they want to come in. Okay, good. So it's covering a lot of points there. The one thing, as I said, you need to then do is explain how it's going to influence you. So in the summary, here it says, my main findings are that these existing products are mostly attractive, durable, sustainable, easy to clean. The research has inspired me to think about how I might make a product that does this, blah, blah, blah. Okay, good. So the table format's a good way to go. If you want top marks, though, you really need to do first-hand testing. So here's an example. This is a game. Following my client's interview, the next step is for me to look at existing products that might provide inspiration. My client has said, they would be interested in a skill type travel game. Okay, so here's, and it also says the benefits of doing first-hand testing. It says I'll be able to experience the issues myself. Here you've got the basic essential information, price, dimensions, materials. In a green box here, sorry, we've got lots of images, and then in the green box we've got strengths, and in the red box we've got weaknesses. So for example, they've identified safety as a possible weakness because it's easy to trap your finger in this board that folds out. Stability was a weakness because it easily fell over. What's really good here is a video clip of client testing. So it says that the kid didn't understand the scoring system, but they find it really exciting when they hit the target. And again, to summarize, what are the main learning points? How is this going to influence their design work? And they've actually color coded strengths in green and weaknesses in red. So here, a strength is the simplicity of the game. A strength is the fold away feature. Okay, so what do you now need to do? By all means, go back and look at these pages if you need to. Take it in to try and replicate it yourself. Right, so find 2 to 4 products that relate specifically to your context. Find out basic information, the name, the size, the price. If you can, test it yourself with client photographs and film it, ideally. Copy these images onto your page and then analyze each product against criteria, for example, aesthetics, cost, customer, ergonomics, ease of maintenance, blah, blah, blah. Strengths in green, weaknesses in red, and then in conclusion, summarize how it will influence your design work. Here are some do's. And here are some don'ts. Okay, best of luck. Again, please rewatch and pause this if you need.